2, 3, whee!
It's been so important for me to look at these people, to see if there is any ounce of remorse, if there is anything, but there isn't. I know the truth.
Well, I came into this case on, I think, day 3, day 4, after Lenny had sadly been shot, and I assumed the role of senior investigating officer at that point, and took command of the investigation, which, as you can imagine, was really sprawling, growing, vast amount of resources here, and an awful lot to do. So we relied heavily on colleagues from Merseyside Police, because obviously Lenny was a gentleman who lived very much in Merseyside. His working life was pretty much in Merseyside apart from his stints in the RAF. We had to lean heavily on Merseyside colleagues, and really the first thing to understand was how Lenny lived. The theory being that if you understand how somebody lived, that might give you some clue and insight into why their life's been taken and why they died.
Lenny's life was quite simple. It was the gym, his work, the children. Just everything about him was about the children. He was just a great dad. He was happier spending time with them. He loved his job. He'd worked at Gusto for just on a year, I think, and he was very happy there. He made some good friends. He had a brilliant sense of humour. That was the main thing, that humour got him through a lot. He was always full of banter with people, and everybody seemed to like him. All the feedback we've had from people, all the comments of how everybody felt towards him. I don't think I've heard anything bad off anybody but the sense of humour comes out all the time, and his strength. He was strong, he was big, he was a natural protector, and he just wanted to make a difference in the children's lives, in his work life. That was the most for him. He just wanted to be liked. The first year or so within alt course, he loved it. He did think so Lenny treated everyone the same. He wasn't interested in what they were in prison for. He was there to do a job and to make a difference for them. He thought that's where it was going, and it was only in 2020 that things started to change, and it started from the threats, to be honest, that I think it made him, he was used to threats in prison, but this one was different. This one was more personal.
He worked in a prison. It goes without saying that there are violent incidents. Lenny himself told us that he'd been threatened before from beyond the grave, if you remember, on the 999 call, or the call that he made to Merseyside Police, where he initially reported those threats. So we couldn't close our mind to the possibility that there were others out there who may have wished Lenny harm.
Hi, I'm an officer at HMPL course. I've just been informed that there's been a car set outside my house all weekend. He's described my family and me to a T, described my house, just in fear for my family's life, that's all.
Can you talk us through kind of Morgan's movements in the lead up to the shooting? We kind of heard during evidence that he kind of carried out a recce in early January and then kind of continued to stalk Mr. Scott over the coming weeks.
Yeah, there's no doubt to my mind that's exactly what happened on the 3rd of January. That was a reconnaissance. He was intelligence gathering. As I say, he was looking for that optimum time to go and challenge Lenny Scott. We heard from Lenny's father, didn't we, that chilling moment, I'll bide my time, but I'll get you. And where he made the gun, the gun gesture, he was sort of predicting the future, wasn't he? he had it in his mind as early as that, I think.
The thing that stuck with me after speaking to Lenny was that he was told that this prisoner would bide his time and that he knew about his children, and that always stayed with me, and with Lenny. So we took it very seriously, and he was worried, but like anything he would use his sense of humour to get through it. And he often said that for himself, you know, he can deal with anything, but bring his children and his partner into it at the time, it made a whole lot of difference to him.
I'm just so sorry about the tragic circumstances. You know, it should never happen to any family, let alone a loving family like the Scotts. But it has, and everybody has coalesced, kept their eye on the prize and on the objective of getting justice for the Scott family.
He went to the gym. He phoned me when he got to the gym. He was just asking me a question, and that was the last time I spoke to him. I knew. Maybe it was about an hour after he was expected home. He was a creature of habit, so he had type 1 diabetes, so he had to eat regular, use his insulin, and I thought it was odd. I tried ringing him, texting him. He obviously didn't answer, and I rang the police after a few hours, thinking I was just being a worrier, but I just asked for some advice. But I rang Merseyside Police, not realising that the gym actually sits within Lancashire Police, and they said nothing had happened to ring round hospital. So, which I did, but I only rang the local hospital again. I'd never thought to ring Aintree. So I went out looking for him, but got a bit lost, didn't find the gym. Come home, and by that time I knew something had happened, but I assumed he had had an accident or something about his diabetes. So I was just waiting then for news.
And when you kind of got the knock on the door from the police officers, I can't even imagine how that must have been, kind of hearing that news.
Yeah, something I'll never forget. I think after I'd been out looking for him, I stayed up because I knew that something had happened. Not what had happened, and I would never have thought along those lines, but I think just seeing the police outside, I just knew. So I think it's just anything anybody dreads, isn't it? That just opening that door, that you know you're going to be told something that is going to change your life.
How difficult has it been kind of hearing some of the lies that have been told about Lenny by the accused?
I think that's what I found the hardest, that because Lenny doesn't have a voice. Nothing's going to bring Lenny back, but it will just help to know that a dangerous person is going to be locked away for a long time, and that he's not going to be able to do this to anybody else.